Hi BooTube, what's up BooTube? I am back. I know that all the shows so far, with the exception of The Walking Dead, because if I remember correctly, The Walking Dead only had its second episode, but I am missing episodes 1 and 2 of The Walking Dead Season 8. I will get to those. And what you call it? Supergirl just had episode 4, I believe? Hang on. Did it just have episode 4 today? Yeah, Supergirl literally just had episode 4. So I uploaded Supergirl episodes 1 and 2. So I just need to upload 3 and 4, and I'm done with Supergirl. And I have to upload the Flash season... Not season, hang on for a sec. So, I uploaded episodes 1 and 2 of Supergirl Season 3. Episode 4 just premiered today, so I have to do episodes 3 and 4. I'll get those soon. I'll definitely get episode 3 for sure. I uploaded the Flash episodes 1 and 2. Episode 4 is not premiering till later today, because it's midnight right now. So I'll have episode 3 for sure. And then Legends, I uploaded episode 1. I have not done episodes 2 and 3, and episode 4 is premiering later today, so... and then Arrow, I did episode 1. I haven't done 2 or 3. So, I have a lot of shit to do. Anyway, let's start with Legends, because I have not done episode 2 yet. Where the hell did I put Legends at? This is Legends of Tomorrow, Season 3, Episode 2, titled Freakshow. And apparently we learn more about Amaya, from what I remember. We find out why she suddenly left Nate. Amaya learned about her granddaughter's vigilantism. She learned that, her granddaughter Mari, who is the present-day Vixen, she learned that, Mari's Vixen and has the totem. And she randomly left Nate, right? And then we get present time, from what I remember, and the Legends end up... They find a small anachronism in Wisconsin, 1870, and when they intervene, they end up in a circus by someone named P.T. Barnum. And if you guys don't know who P.T. Barnum is, hang on. P.T. Barnum, also known as Phineas Taylor Barnum, is actually an American politician, a showman, and a businessman, but he's most well known for promoting celebrated hoaxes and for founding Barnum and Bailey Circus. Do you guys remember that circus? Yeah, that's P.T. Barnum right there, guys. He's a legitimate person who, if I remember correctly, when did he die? I don't even know. Okay, he died April 7, 1891, and he was like 80 years old. But yeah, that's P.T. Barnum. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'm sorry, guys. I just had to fix something. But anyway, apparently P.T. Barnum apparently captured an extinct tiger. And so obviously this extinct tiger has to be the anachronism that they're sensing. Because, the anachronisms are basically things that don't belong in that time, right? Like, for instance, a dinosaur in present day. That would be an anachronym, right? So apparently a tiger that's obviously extinct way before we get a tiger showing up in 1870, a tiger that's long been since extinct. So obviously that's not right. So they pretty much think, they can get the tiger by using Ray's shrink ray, shrinking it down, and just bringing them with them, right? But of course Ray's shrinking device malfunctions while they're trying to do so, which leads to not the shrinking of the tiger, but pretty much enlarging the tiger to the point where the tiger actually escapes. And you got like a giant extinct tiger on their hands, right? And Sarah pretty much figures out the only way to get to this tiger is to, bring in someone that's good with animals. And who else is good with animals better than our past JSA vixen, Amaya. which we heard that 6 months ago she learned about her granddaughter being a vigilante and she just left Nate, right? So Sarah goes to visit Amaya and convinces her to come back to help with this, to help with this anachronism. And of course, Nate is very displeased by this because remember, Amaya 6 months beforehand just left Nate, right? But anyway, Nate, Ray, and Jax go visit an inn while Amaya and Sarah manage to shrink the enlarged tiger and lock it up. Unfortunately, Nate let slip to P.T. Barnum about their powers, Nate has powers, Ray has powers, and we also got Jax, who is part of Firestorm, so yeah, has powers, right? And so P.T. Barnum's like, these guys are interesting, they could make me some money, right? These guys are like even better freaks to them, right? So he's like intending to use them for his shows. P.T. Barnum pretty much captures Ray, Jax, and Nate manages to escape and inform the legends, but of course Ray and Jax are freaking captured, right? And we also learn why Amaya left Nate. Apparently, Nate and Amaya, they try to go rescue Ray and Jax, and they end up getting captured. And we learned why Amaya has actually left Nate. Apparently, Amaya tells Nate that the reason why she left is because she had to preserve the existence of her granddaughter, which is Mari, the present-day vixen, which is understandable, it's pretty understandable, if she stayed any further away from her existing time, then her child, and then of course her granddaughter, which would be Mari, would cease to exist. Hence why she had to leave and go back to her time. So, live life, and then Mari will exist. You know what I mean? Which is understandable. I just don't understand why she didn't really tell Nate. You know what I mean? It's I'm pretty damn sure Nate would understand. I mean, if Amaya told him hey, I know we're together and everything, but I have to go back. I have a granddaughter who is the present-day vixen. She saves people's lives and everything. If I don't go back, my granddaughter's not going to exist. Lord knows what's going to happen. I'm sorry, right? I'm sure Nate would understand. I mean, he's like a historian in his own right, isn't he? I'm pretty sure he'd understand, you have to keep history together. You can't not have Mari out of existence, you know what I mean? But anyway, back on the Wave Rider, we get Sarah, who apparently, I forgot who else was on the Wave Rider. I want to say Stein's with her, but remember Sharp, one of Rip Hunter's little time people, that one chick. So yeah, Sharp tries to engage with Sarah and vice versa. And the rest of the legends attack the show to rescue their teammates. Cause remember, Nate and Ray got captured. Not Ray. Ray and Jax got captured. Then shortly after, Nate and Amaya did. And so the rest of the legends managed to attack the show and rescue the 4 teammates that were pretty much captured. And they managed to safely take away the anachronism, which would be the extinct tiger. And we also get a nice Nate reconciling with Amaya. Of course, he understood why, Amaya left, but I just don't understand why Maya couldn't really tell him. I mean, I'm sure Nate's very understanding, despite their feelings for each other or whatever, I'm sure Nate would not want to erase Amaya's granddaughter from existence. So, I'm just saying. But then we also learn from Amaya that she has some psychopathic behavior. Apparently, she can't control her powers. And we actually saw a preview of this at the end of episode 1, where we finally saw Amaya. During that entire episode 1, we didn't see what the hell happened to Amaya, but then finally at the end we did. And we see that she was at her village, and she pretty much, these poacher guys, well, not really poachers, but these guys that apparently attacked her village in history, she pretty much fights back using her totem. But what was interesting was the fact that when she used her totem, instead of just using one animal power, she managed to summon... She summoned an animal. Not just a animal, she summoned multiple animals and attacked these guys. And, of course, we don't really see it off screen. The camera pretty much zooms in on Amaya, but we can hear in the background, they're pretty much getting torn apart by Amaya's spirit animals. So, obviously, Amaya has no control over her animals, and they're, like, killing people, apparently. Anyway, Sarah tells the legends about someone named Malice, who is apparently a threat to the Time People. And of course, they laugh it off, saying, what could be worse than Vandal Savage and everyone who they ever faced, right? So they don't really take it seriously, considering, you know, their previous accomplishments with their previous enemies. Again, like Vandal Savage. But then, apparently, we, at the end, get a hooded figure who, from what I heard, is a follower of this Malice, who starts chanting in front of what looks like a lake. And all of a sudden, the lake takes a form of a person, and that person ends up being a woman, and we actually hear from that hooded figure the name of the person, and that person is Kuwasa. And if you guys have watched CWC, that particular name has a very big significance, especially with the current character we have, which is Amaya. If you guys remember who Kuwasa was... Hang on, hold on. Crap, where'd she go? Oh my god. There you go. Kuwasa appeared on the CWC show, animated show, Vixen, which starred the present-day Vixen, which was Mari McCabe, who is the granddaughter of the Legends Vixen, Amaya. And so, Kuwasa, in the CWC show, was actually Mari's older sister, who was kind of like a water priestess kind of thing, and she was going after Mari because she wanted Mari's totem for herself, if you remember. If I remember correctly, I believe she died. So, obviously here in the show, she was somehow brought back to life by this Malice person. Malice follower. So, Kuwasa's back, guys. She's alive, which makes it really cool, because remember, Kuwasa is the older sister of present-day Mari. Mari McCabe is the present-day Vixen. She appeared on CW Seed with her own animated show, and then showed up in live action in Arrow. And Kuwasa's her older sister. And remember, Mari is Amaya's granddaughter, which also means Kuwasa is also Amaya's granddaughter. So this will be a very interesting thing. But anyway, I'm running out of time. So this was a pretty cool episode. I love the Kuwasa thing, the fact that they brought in another character from CW Seed. Not only did they bring in Mari McCabe into Arrow, they brought in Kuwasa into Legends. So I'm liking the fact that they're bringing in the CW Seed Vixen show characters into the show, which is pretty badass. I love the whole P.T. Barnum thing, the fact that it was a legitimate person. And I like that they brought back Amaya, but I'm kind of worried about her. You know, she can't control her powers. From what I heard in the end of episode 1, it sounded like she murdered some people. But anyway, I'm looking forward to the whole Kuwasa and Amaya meeting. It's gonna be freaking cool. But anyway, that's my reaction to Legends of Tomorrow, Season 3, Episode 2, titled Freakshow. Peace, guys.